On a lonely, wind-scoured island off the coast of Scotland, where the sky meets the moor in a mournful whisper, they stand, silent, ancient, watching. These are the Callanish Stones, older than Stonehenge, and wrapped in even darker myths. Some say they mark the passing of the stars. Others believe they're gates to a world beyond time. But one thing is certain, no one who stands within the circle believes unchanged. Set on the Isle of Lewis in the Outer Hebrides, the Callanish Stones rise like petrified giants, some over 15 feet tall, arranged in a cruciform pattern with a central monolith towering above the rest. Archaeologists believe they were erected over 5,000 years ago, but no one knows by whom, and perhaps more disturbingly, no one knows why. Were they a temple to forgotten gods, a lunar observatory, or something else entirely? Recent studies suggest the stones align with lunar standstills, rare celestial events that occur every 18.6 years, when the moon skims low across the horizon. But the precision is uncanny, as though the builders had astronomical knowledge far beyond what ancient man was thought capable of. Each stone is placed not only with intent, but with impossible foresight. One formation even mimics the constellation Cygnus, the swan, associated with death and the soul's passage into the afterlife. Coincidence? Or a coded message carved into the land? Local folklore speaks of the Shining Ones, tall, pale figures robed in silver who appear at midsummer dawn, walking silently among the stones before vanishing into thin air. These aren't mere ghosts, but watchers, guardians of the portal. One 17th century tale tells of a shepherd who fell asleep near the circle. He awoke hours later, but the village said he'd been missing for 3 days. He returned changed, gaunt, shaken, whispering the same words over and over. The stars spoke, but I wasn't supposed to hear. He disappeared a week later. Only his dog was found, pacing in circles, eyes wide with terror. You don't go to the stones after dark. They listen, and sometimes they answer. Paranormal investigators have captured unexplained EVPs, voices whispering in long-dead tongues, low-frequency pulses, and even what some claim are heartbeat-like rhythms coming from beneath the ground. And then there are the dreams. Visitors often report lucid nightmares after being near the site. Similar themes: drowning skies, faceless beings, distant drumming echoing through a black void. The central stone is said to be the key, positioned to align with the moon at its lowest point as though it were a trigger. Researchers who've studied the stone up close have felt strange sensations, vertigo, heat, even the overpowering feeling of being watched. One British geophysicist claimed his compass spun uncontrollably when held against the central stone, a magnetic anomaly with no geological explanation. Days later, he reportedly left the island without notice, abandoning his equipment and research. Some locals whisper that the stones themselves shift, not by erosion, not by time, but movement, slow, deliberate. One old tale says that at the stroke of midnight on the summer solstice, the stones breathe, not metaphorically, but literally shift their positions, creating a new pattern just before the light returns. Some believe this pattern forms a key, a celestial code designed to unlock something buried below. A tomb, a gateway, or perhaps a prison. Symbols etched into nearby stones have long baffled experts. Spirals, interlocking circles, serpentine lines. Some mirror ancient Vedic star maps, others resemble Mesopotamian sigils. The message, if one exists, is unclear, But one interpretation stands out. The veil is thin here, do not awaken what sleeps. In 1989, a group of amateur occultists performed a ritual at the centre of the circle. One member reportedly began speaking in an ancient tongue and collapsed. He claimed to have seen a city beyond the stars and a voice that said only, "You've knocked. One day we will answer." In 2015, a radar scan beneath the Callanish circle revealed something chilling, a large hollow chamber buried deep in the peat. No entrance, no tunnel, just a void, where no void should be. Was it natural, or was something buried? Efforts to excavate were denied by local authorities, citing geological fragility. But one anonymous insider claimed the readings were not consistent with any known natural formation. Some even whispered the chamber pulsed, like it was breathing. The Callanish Stones are beautiful, timeless, but beneath their beauty lies something ancient and not entirely asleep. They might have once served as a temple, or a calendar, or a map of the skies. Or they may be something much darker, a warning, a lock, or worse, a forgotten door. So, if you find yourself standing alone on the Isle of Lewis, and the wind begins to whisper, don't answer it. Don't look too long at the stones, because something might be looking back.